Have you ever fallen in love with someone you never saw? Not their face, just their voice, their shadow, the way they moved. What if I told you I did, and it changed the way I understood love forever? This isn't a movie script. This is my story, a journey into what happens when love is blind, not by choice, but by circumstance. It started in the most unexpected way. I was part of an online creative project, a collaborative writing group. We were all anonymous, known only by our screen names. My partner was called Orion. We never exchanged photos, never video chatted. Our entire world was built on text, on the words we typed back and forth in a shared document. We were building a story together, but soon, another story began to unfold between the lines. Ours. Orion's words had a rhythm, a unique cadence that felt more real to me than any physical presence. I learned his sense of humor through his witty comebacks, his kindness through the gentle way he'd critique my writing, his passion through the late-night brainstorming sessions that would last until dawn. I found myself waiting for that notification, that familiar ping that meant Orion was online. My heart would literally skip a beat. I was falling for a mind, a soul, a personality that existed purely in text on a screen. It sounds crazy, right? How can you love someone you can't even picture? But that was the beauty of it. Without a face to judge, without the distraction of physical appearance, I was free to connect with the core of who he was. I wasn't falling for a handsome smile or captivating eyes. I was falling for his thoughts, his dreams, his vulnerabilities. I pictured 100 different faces for him, but none of them mattered. The person I was in love with wasn't a face. He was a feeling, a presence in my mind that felt more intimate than any physical touch. This experience forced me to confront my own biases about attraction. We live in such a visual world. Dating apps, social media, everything is swipe left, swipe right, based on a single photo. We make snap judgments in seconds. We are conditioned to believe that physical attraction is the first, most crucial step in forming a connection. But what if it isn't? What if we've got it all backward? What if the deepest, most enduring connections are the ones we build from the inside out? Of course, there was fear. A huge part of me was terrified. What if we finally met and the physical reality didn't live up to the fantasy? What if there was no chemistry? This is the great paradox of faceless love. The very thing that makes it so pure is also what makes it so fragile. You're building a beautiful, intricate palace on a foundation you can't see. I spent weeks wrestling with this. My friends thought I was insane. You're being catfished, they'd say, and maybe I was. The possibility was always there, a little shadow in the corner of my mind. But the connection I felt with Orion was so real, so profound, that it felt worth the risk. It was a connection that transcended the physical. He understood parts of me that no one who had seen my face ever had. So, what happened? Did we ever meet? That's a story for another time. But the lesson I learned is one I'll carry with me forever. Loving Orion, the faceless writer from a world away, taught me that love isn't about what you see. It's about what you feel. It's about a connection so deep that it doesn't need a face to be real. It's a meeting of minds, a harmony of souls. It made me realize that we often limit ourselves. We put up walls based on appearance, on first impressions, on societal standards of beauty. We might be walking right past our soulmate every single day simply because they don't fit the picture we have in our heads. Think about it. In classic literature, love often blossoms through letters. Pen pals who fell in love over years of correspondence, sharing their deepest selves without ever having met. Have we lost that art? In our fast-paced, image-obsessed culture, have we forgotten how to connect on a purely intellectual and emotional level? My experience with Orion wasn't just a romance, it was an education. It taught me to look past the surface, to listen more intently, to value a person's thoughts and character above all else. It proved to me that the essence of a person, the part you truly fall in love with, has no face. It's an energy, a spirit, a way of being in the world. So I want to ask you, have you ever had an experience like this? Have you ever connected with someone on a level that defied physical reality? Maybe it was a voice on the radio, a character in a book, or an anonymous friend online. We've been taught that love begins with the eyes, but I'm here to tell you that sometimes, the most profound love stories begin when you close them. They begin in the mind and in the heart, in a space where faces don't exist, and all that matters is the soul. This journey into faceless love was one of the most terrifying and beautiful experiences of my life. It stripped away all the noise and left only the truth of connection. It redefined love for me, not as something to be seen, but as something to be known. And that's a lesson worth more than any picture. So next time you're getting to know someone, try an experiment. Try to listen more than you look. Try to understand their mind before you judge their appearance. You might just discover a depth of connection you never thought possible. You might find that true love, in its purest form, is indeed faceless. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced a faceless connection? Let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing for more stories about the weird, wonderful, and unexpected ways we connect with each other. See you next time.